You want to get funded, but you don't know how. You have been watching YouTube, you have been searching for strategies, you have been searching for techniques that help you to get funded. You tried a couple of challenges, but you failed tremendously. First one you failed, second one you failed, third one you failed. It didn't stop and you were just wasting your money. Until one point in time, you found ICT on the internet. And let me tell you now, that was probably one of the best days of your trading career. But still, he puts out a lot of information and it can get a little bit overwhelming on how to use the information correctly that he puts out. So in this video, I will give you 5 tips how you can use ICT to get funded. Let's get into it. So in this video, we'll give you a guidance. I will give you 5 steps on how you get funded with ICT. I will also give you some extra bonus tips on how I did it. Let's get into the video. So, step 1, go through his videos and choose a strategy. He has a lot of strategies out there on the channel where there are a lot of different aspects. Sometimes he's using higher time frames, sometimes he's using lower time frames, sometimes he has a very complicated strategy, and sometimes they're just so simple. So choose one that looks interesting to you and choose one that you can follow very easily. But I have to say, whatever one you choose, I would recommend you to watch the 2016 or the 2022 mentorship first. Even though these two are also strategies on its own, they will also give you a very good base understanding of the techniques that he explains. For example, he will explain what a fair value gap is, or an order block, or imbalances, or liquidity. These are base understandings that you need to know before you can go into the strategies. And then if you don't understand them yet, you can check out my channel because I've explained a lot of ICT techniques in detail and I try to make it as simple as possible right here. So secondly, you need to analyze the strategy and write it down step by step. So this is the phase where you will create your trading plan. And ICT is a very good teacher. In episode 1, he will tell you what to do from the beginning up to the final episode where he will tell you what to do in the end. But he doesn't give you a trading plan. This is what you need to do yourself. So create your own trading plan based on the things that you learned from that strategy. And I want you to analyze it. And what do I mean by analyze? I want you to understand it. I want you to understand it so clearly that you can dream about it. This will be very important in our later stages. Thirdly, I want you to go and backtest your strategy 100 to 1000 times. And I hear a lot of you thinking, 1000 times is that not a bit too much? Guys, in my opinion, you can never backtest too much. And if you gather 100 to 1000 trades, you will have so much information to analyze. You will have so much information to see where you're going wrong, to see what you're doing good. And this way you can improve yourself even more. You will also be very good at spotting your trades in the live market just by training your eyes this way. And trading is a lot of work, guys. Of course, it is basically just clicking one button and that being buy or sell. And with clicking that one button that is buy or sell, you can make $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 in a couple of minutes, a couple of hours. But what people don't see, what people don't realize is that before you click that button, you worked 5-6 years, day in, day out, in order to be able to make that right calculated guess. So don't underestimate the work that goes into it behind the scenes. Trading is really a lot of work and you need to put a lot of effort into it. So when I say 100 to 1000 trades, this is nothing, guys. And this is something that you should be able to do and you should be able to complete fairly quickly. And I will keep on going and saying this over and over and over again, that backtesting is the key to trading when it comes to your strategy. Once you understand your strategy, backtesting becomes less important, I would say. And this is purely because you know your strategy, you know what to look for and you know how to find it. So now you're still backtesting, but way less. You will just backtest to keep on training your eyes. At that point, the most important thing will become your psychology, but that's for another video. So the 4th step, I want you to demonstrate your strategy for at least 3 months. So ICT says it himself, trade the strategy demo first for at least 3 to 6 months. I totally agree with him. Right now, you have done your backtesting, you have done your backtesting hours and you know what to look for, you know how the strategy works and you know how to spot it. But now you need to demonstrate it so that you can also get that live feeling of the strategy inside of the real live market. You need to be able to click the button to buy or to sell the strategy in live conditions. This is where a little bit just the top of the iceberg will come when it comes to your psychology. Because in demo trading, we don't really show our real psychology, but you can still determine if you're confident to take a trade or not. And then of course, the 5th step is try your first funded challenge. So you worked hard for this and you worked a long time for this. And now it is really time to buy your first funded challenge and to go for it. And the funny thing is that a lot of people do all of these steps the other way around. They start buying the funded challenge and then they're figuring out their steps, the strategies. They're going to backtest at some trades. They're going to demonstrate it for a while. It doesn't work that way, guys. So if you're already starting with this checklist from step 1 all the way up to step 5, you're already ahead of 95% of people that are taking this challenge. And this is your first funded challenge. And this is basically the first time that your psychology will be tested. So I want you to buy the cheapest challenge possible. I know that with funded Nexus is 5 or 6k and it is only like $50. And if they have a sale going on, it is even less. So now you're risking that $50 to gain potentially that 5k to trade with. So that's a very, very good deal. But let's say you're the stupid one, the one that I used to be, and you're already going for that 100k challenge without having real experience in the market, without having real experience with your psychology. Now you're risking $400 to $500 for basically something that is so uncertain because you've never done it before. Yes, you know your challenge. Yes, you're making 40% a month on demo. Yes, you're making 50% a month on backtesting. This is still not real, guys. This is just showing you that you understand your strategy very, very good. And that is also needed before you start your funding challenge. But once you start your funding challenge, there will be a new aspect inside of the game, and that is psychology. So you have your strategy and you have psychology, and these two combined makes a profitable trader. So if one is missing, it will all fall down. That is why it is very important to try your first challenge with a small one. Let's say you pass that one, very, very good. Use the money that you gain from the payout to buy a bigger one, and then do that process all and over again. I've made a video about this. How to go from $50 all the way up to 400k funded. And that is basically by following this process. Buying a small challenge first and building your way all the way up to the max allocation. And it's not by starting at the max allocation first, it is by taking small steps, step by step, one foot in front of the other, going to the finish line. So what should you expect for a timeline if you're right now a complete beginner all the way up to that funded challenge? I would say on average it would take you a month to watch the ICT content. So with whatever strategy you're going, I would say on average is a month if you're doing it correctly. And if of course you have a life outside of this, then I would say that will take you a month. Then let's say the backtesting will take you 2 to 3 months, most probably if you're gathering 100 to 1000 trades. Again, saying you have a life outside of this, you have a job, you have a business, whatever. And then of course the 3 months demo. So I would say give it half a year. And then you're ready to try your first funded challenge. And maybe this seems very, very long, but this is already 1/3 of the time that it would take someone to get and be a profitable trader, because that is on average 2 to 3 years. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you will be profitable after 6 months. I will say this is just the first time that you can allow yourself to try out a funded challenge, because you have done the work with backtesting, you have done the work with your demo trades, and you've done the work with the knowledge gathering. So now the only thing that is left for you to do is to try that funded challenge and to work on your psychology. You can also work on your psychology by training your own capital and trying that out, funding an own small account, trying to build that up. That's also a very good way to try and test your psychology. But you can also do it with a funded challenge, with a small one like this, if you prefer that. So yeah guys, some tips that I would personally give you is don't start another challenge right away if you're still backtesting or if you're still learning a new strategy. Also, don't practice a new strategy on your funded accounts. If you learned it in a month and then try it immediately on your funded accounts, don't do that. I lost multiple funded accounts by doing that. It is just not worth it. So I would say for every strategy that you do, follow this exact process, and it will guarantee you that you will be funded a lot quicker than if you would do it any other way around. Guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.